Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
Yeah, and we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma blow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sing when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life they call living, but I call it strange. And I bet I'll do it, cause I'm on my way and strong enough that I can shake the pain. We don't ask for the doors to close.
Woo! Oh, welcome back to Find the Line. Oh man, I hope you all drank all your gallons, but if not, fill one up. Tonight, we are breaking down the 76th running of Devil's Staircase. And what better way than with the voice of all things speed. Whether it's two wheels or four wheels, our guest tonight is a first ballot Hall of Fame talent that can do anything and has done everything. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the voice, you know the man. It's the one, the only, Jamie Deere. Jamie, how are we tonight?
Wow. Can you repeat all that just one more time for me?
No. That was off the tongue. I don't think I'll ever be repeated again. Dude, you're already winning. Look at your background. You missed your hill climb.
I haven't even left.
Oh, this is what perfect timing. 895, ripping one. Jamie in the background has a big screen and is playing Sip Snaps AMA Pro films. This is epic. Now we're talking about, we lost Logan. He's so distracted. He's going to be taking notes of his setup. We might as well forget he's even on here tonight, Jamie.
No, he's not even going to listen. He's just going to watch his video behind me. Look at this. I think this was, what was this? 2020?
19.
Maybe 2021? Oh, 19. Is it? How do you know it's 19?
That's insane. All those hits to the head, and he still has it. Isn't that crazy?
Look at that.
Well,
this is a Sip Snaps, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's
cool.
You're filling in for his absence, at least.
Yeah. Well, you know how to bring your A game. Look at you, Jamie. You're entertaining us already, and here we are. But for those that are listening and not watching, get on the tube and pull us up. It's awesome. This is a cool background. I'm going to be distracted.
Let's see.
Now.
Is Logan going to be on the podium? Is he up there? Oh,
no.
Is that him? Second
Maybe
place?
Once or twice that day.
Wow. Oh, look at even the 49's on there. Wow.
Yeah.
But for our fans, that don't know, who we're talking to right now, he's one of the pioneers, one of the people that has taken professional hill climb and has catapulted it into the stratosphere when it comes to the race day experience. I was telling Jamie in the green room that before I got the chance to be at a Jamie Deere announced event, Logan was telling me on the way, dude, Jamie's announcing this one. Wait to hear this guy is unbelievable. And he undersold you. Jamie, the things that you've done for our sport, the fan recognition, how you're so unbelievable. You even made software on your computer to keep the times up to help you announce better. This man has done things for our sport that nobody else could do, and he's coming down to the end of the career where he's got a few other things in the tank. But we just wanted you on tonight so bad, Jamie, to let the fans know what you've done for this sport, what you all mean to us, and how thankful we are for you just giving your talents to our sport. And dude, listening to you on Fans Choice, it was another level.
Really?
I mean, dude, you were so good on there. It was so entertaining. I got to work, and AJ Agnes works for me, and we were like, can you believe he's like, oh my God, Fans Choice was so baller. He's like, Jamie was awesome on there.
He wasn't mad because I kept saying engines instead of Ingus. I think it was on, is it on Bodie's or is it on your writer profile, Logan?
Probably Bodie's.
Bodie's, yeah. And I'm like, wait, that's Ingus or Ignis. And I'm like, I probably butchered that. So it's funny you brought him up of all people.
I'm probably saying it wrong too. But with some of the people that aren't in Hillclimb and haven't been just thrilled by you, it was really interesting. Years ago, was it Jeff Thomas that got you into announcing for Hillclimb?
It was. And matter of fact, I thought we were playing Vertical Destruction in the back. You'd get a chance to see Jeff Thomas's bare ass, but it was It was back, I think, I was talking to Carrie Peterson over the weekend, and I think it was 2005 that we had the East-West shootout where AMA and NAHA came out, and they battled for the first ever East-West shootout. So how cool is it? You know, like I said, 20 years later, here we are having an East-West shootout this year again. And man, it was 20 years ago. So that's how it all started. Jeff had met me as a videographer, and he was doing mini bike races in his backyard, and he invited me, and I came out and was doing interviews. And then one day the announcer, who was our watercross tour announcer, Mike Remar, he couldn't make it to Jeff's race. And so Jeff's like, hey, dear, I think I'm going to have you announce this weekend. And I'm like, Jeff, no, I don't want to. I'm the video guy. And he goes, oh, you'll be fine. So I started doing the mini bike races. And then it was about, 3 months later, Jeff decides to have an AMA sanctioned race. And same thing. Hey, dear, I'll just have you announce. And I'm like, no, Jeff, I don't want any part of that. And long story short, I announced, and really, I announced 2 or 3 races down there in Brown County at Ski World before it really took off. And the funny part of the story was when they came out from Naha, Jason Smith, Donnie Beer, Dusty Beer, Travis, Harold, Robbie, Kerry, they came out.
Damn.
And we had this East-West shootout, right? So after that race, Kerry took my number. Kerry Peterson took my number, and he said, Jamie, we want you to come out to Columbus, Montana and do a race. And I'm like, yeah, give me a shout. That's cool. I'm in. So Kerry calls me the following year. Okay. Kerry probably doesn't even know this. So Kerry calls me the following year, and he's like, hey, Jamie, Kerry Peterson out here, Yorba Linda, dude, you coming out to Columbus? And I'm like, oh man, I got to work. I just can't get away from work. I was just too intimidated. It's one thing to announce for your buddy.
Right.
It's another thing when Kerry Peterson and Donnie Beer and Dusty Beer are like, come to our race.
Right.
We're going to pay you to fly out there. Right. And I'm like, I told Nancy, I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I could do it. And I didn't do it. I didn't go to the first Columbus, Montana. And yes, I was busy at work, but I could have pulled it off. Right. And then the following year, Kerry calls me, Donnie calls me, and I'm like, you know what? To heck with it. If I just bomb, I bomb. Who cares? But don't be afraid not to go. So I did the next year, Columbus, Montana, and here we are 20 years later, proud to say I got to do virtually every professional hill climb in the country. Yeah. And I've been fortunate to be able to do that. So it's been a great journey.
So cool. And, I can only imagine what legends you made those pit bike guys at Jeff Thomas's. I mean, half of them probably still have the nickname that you gave them, because I believe you've given every single pro rider their nickname. I mean, whether it's the Billy Goat, Jackpot, the Moneymaker. I mean, literally, you've handed out every single cool nickname in the business. So was there any early first corner pit bike guys, or were you already giving names out in the pit bike races?
So yes, I mean, we have a couple local legends around this neck of the woods, that I would give nicknames to, and the Juggernaut was probably my favorite. That's back when I was playing. Damn it, what was it? What was the video game?
Call of Duty?
Not Call of Duty. Before that, it was before.
I know what you're talking about.
Halo.
Oh yeah, Halo. Oh God. Yep.
So,
but that is the best pit bike name ever, Juggernaut. You don't want to line up against Juggernaut.
So Jessica Bobson was there this weekend, and she's like, Jamie, why don't I have a nickname? And Derek White and all those guys in Worcester were like, we all want nicknames. And I'm like, man, it's just like, you can't ask for a nickname. It's, it's like the Goose, Ryan Gallegos. And, it's tough. It's just gotta come out. It's just gotta stick. Right. And ironically, I was in Lafayette, last week, and I was buying my little grandson a Husky Stasic, getting a Husky Stasic.
Yes.
He was terrorizing everybody there this weekend. But I go into this KTM store called Spike's KTM. And it's epic around here. It's like the place to go. Dave Quillen, which used to help run the hill climbs with us. I walk in there and I hear this guy whispering and he goes, "Who is that guy?" And DQ says, "That's Jamie Deere." And he's like Jamie Deere from Third Gear pinned Jeff Thomas's mini bike race announcer Jamie Deere. And he's like, "Yep." This kid comes up to me. He was literally 7 years old. He's 25 now. And he's like, "Dude," and he pulls out video of me announcing him. And I'm like, "Oh my God, that is crazy." And it was 18 years ago, and just that mini bike race back then, that's really what started everything, because then I wouldn't have met Jeff, and I hadn't have met Jeff. I wouldn't have met you and Logan and 10,000 other people. I think
that's the power you have, Jamie, when you're so good at what you're doing, is you can feel it. You're in the race. And, you weren't a former racer like everybody else that's ever been involved in our sport was a former racer, right? But you caught the adrenaline from a photographer's eye, and you're able to highlight these people.
That's probably a good point.
You're able to highlight these people and give them attention that we all want attention. That's why we're racing in front of a crowd, right? And look at that kid at that pit bike race. You affected him, that he remembered you, boom, instantly, that you gave him that. Like, that's the power that you wield. And just think of all the people that you've propped up and gave even more, affirmation to what they're doing by giving them that, dude. Like, that's the kind of things that you've done for everybody involved in the racing. Thank you. That's just so fucking cool. I appreciate
hearing that. And, the truth is, I'm probably still insecure with what I say and how I sound. I got to be honest with you. I was going through Facebook literally on my way home from the double staircase, and somebody had already posted their Fans Choice TV clip, and it was like, gosh, why did I say that? That sounds so stupid, And I'm just like, oh my God. And then what did I say? I said, another thing I said all weekend long, and like Logan Cipala ranked second today. And I'm like, well, of course, today. Why did I have to say today? Why didn't I just say rank second, rank second today, rank second this weekend. And so I still, it still drives me nuts sometimes to listen. And I try not to, but sometimes I'm just like, I got to say to myself, okay, what did I sound like? Did I sound professional? Was I too overamped?
You're good. And the thing about you that I appreciate is you're so quick. I mean, nothing more evident than when you called the winner of the Hammerhead last year at Devils and you were talking to that lady on the phone. I was fripping. I was dying. It was so great. Just like how you were handling her. And I mean, it was just epic. Like the conversation that you were having with her, it was so awesome. And you're so quick witted and you're so good with the people, man. You just believe in yourself, because I can never get enough of you. Every time I just want more and more.
You're gonna give me a big head, Joel.
Good. You deserve it.
But it's just, I'm just having fun, and I gotta tell you, I was talking to Rob, yes, actually today, I guess it was. And he's like, what'd you think of this weekend? We were just kind of BSing. And I'm like, man, being away from it for an entire season. Now I did Columbus, and that got me a little fix, right? But this weekend, man, it was more exciting actually to take a step back and come back to it. I had a ton of energy this weekend, and I think it's good to maybe take a step back and appreciate what you had.
Right.
And then be without it a little bit, because I definitely appreciated everybody this year a lot more, just because I hadn't seen them, and it just meant more, and love seeing the West Coast guys and East Coast guys, but I don't know, we retired last year because of Owen, our grandson.
Right. Congratulations.
And, Nancy was there, and she just followed him around. But I don't know. He's on a Stasic, or he's going to be on a Stasic. He's on a Strider. He went from basically the number 2 West Coast flag this weekend all the way out the gate of the double staircase. So, how cool would it be to maybe be back at the double staircase and it's with Owen in the 50cc class?
Oh my gosh.
That would be so cool.
Amazing.
And by the of all the riders that were there at the dinner table tonight, because we got them tonight actually.
Cool.
We get him every Wednesday.
Nice.
He's Nancy goes, Who do you know? Who found your boot? I guess he lost his boot in the mud. And he goes, Bodie O'Neill. I'm like, that's like the one name I struggle with. I could say Kester, always could.
Right.
Zach Bousquet, not a problem. But for Bodie O'Neill, I've always struggled with, because I want to say Brody. But my 2.5-year-old grandson threw out Bodie O'Neill at the dinner table tonight. And then it was followed by Animal Stet. And I'm like, who? And he goes, Animal Stet. And he thinks John Kester is Captain America. We told him he was Captain America.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. We'll talk more about Devils, but also, I think it must be part of the reason that we haven't seen announcing. Unbelievable, but you and Jeff Thomas, you guys bought the Brown County Dragway, the spot in the world that holds the war in the woods. And Bud, dude, I gotta get there. Tell us, how is it owning a freaking racetrack with Jeff Thomas? That's got to be owning a McDonald's with Jeff Thomas would change most people's lives, but to own a freaking racetrack with them, how has it been? What have you guys been up to? How has it been going?
Well, first of all, owning a drag strip with Jeff Thomas is you make bad decisions in life, and then you make really, really bad decisions in life. And I'm going to put this even a notch above that one.
Okay.
So, it is so cool. We are having a blast, and we had just incredible turnouts for War in the Woods.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, it falls on York race number 1.
Okay.
And then it falls on Freemansburg in September. And of course, you guys remember I announced War in the Woods in 2023. Sunday morning, flew out at 6 o'clock in the morning and made it for the national anthem in York, which was awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm so glad we pulled that off, thanks to Corey Strickler, driving 160 miles an hour. Spent more time in the passing lane than he did in our lane. We estimated 7,000 spectators in the spring race. Crazy. And we think we had around 8,000 for the September race. I literally describe it as the double staircase of no prep drag racing. It's the same type of crowd. It is a little rough. It's not exactly what I would call kid friendly, but it is. I mean, it's clean. It is. I mean, we play rougher music than I would really like, but it's just a cool atmosphere. And, a lot like Devil's Staircase, I think for a lot of people, it's built about the race. It's built around the race, but there's just a vibe at Devil's Staircase. And that's kind of what Brown County has. We had, like I said, 7,000 through the gate on Friday and Saturday back in June 1st. And Friday, we got rained out. Now, we didn't know we were going to get rained out. We got a ton of rain. We had roughly 4,000 people through the gate on Friday morning. I had Indiana State Police found out somehow I was partial owner, and they called us, and we had traffic lined up for 3 miles. And they're like, you guys got to do something about this. Well, it's 7:30 in the morning. And we have 300-400 people in line, and they just flood the gates. They come in, and they were there till 10 o'clock at night. I finally announced that we are not going to be able to get the track dry at 10 o'clock at night. And those 4,000 people stayed there the entire day, never saw a car go down the track, and still left like, man, this was awesome. And I'm
Jesus.
like,
Wow.
why?
Yeah.
I mean, my playlist is horrible, you know?
Oh,
And
wow.
but again, it all gets back to it's the vibe, you know. It's just the experience and hanging out, drinking beer, and
guys, how much property do you guys have there, Jamie?
it's 46 acres.
Okay, nice.
And
All right.
yep, it's in Brown County, Indiana, which is, you know, a tourist area. There's a small little place called Nashville, Indiana, right there. And here's what's ironic: this whole story circles 360 degrees because Brown County Dragway is about 10 miles north of Ski World, where the Hillclimb East versus West took place. So here we are. Yeah. So here back 20 years ago, we had the hill climbs that started it all. And here we are at Brown County Dragway. It's on the same road, you know, and it's just kind of funny that the drag strips down there where we had the hill climb. Gosh, if we could have a hill climb there, that would be cool. But
you already got the thing. You don't have a spot where you could dig a big mud pit there, do you? Have you watched that Mud Madness?
Oh, yeah.
On Discovery
Yes.
Channel?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, and
Damn it. That's crazy.
I know.
And they just party. I mean, they rip that freaking mud hole up, and then it's just like everybody stays up all night. It's like, damn it, I wish I was 20 years younger and had 100K I could put into a side-by-side because it looks so damn fun. But I'm thinking Brown County, the Dragway.
I mean, it would be a great site for it because, and that is part of it. You know, we race till 3:00 in the morning, and we go nonstop. This is kind of funny. Nancy, my wife, for those of you that don't know, but Nancy obviously doing the scoring the last 5 years. But
she's your wife, but she's also an angel. And she's probably saved your life many times, right?
Probably more than once. She ran the concession stand. Nice. Friday night, I said, hey, we are going to have midnight biscuits and gravy. Okay. Actually, it was Saturday night it was Friday night. So I announced we're going to have midnight biscuits and gravy. And Nancy's like, do you think they'll go? And I'm like, I mean, you got $1.50 in biscuits and gravy. So if it fails, who cares? Right. I'll eat them. So I started announcing about 10:00 at night, midnight biscuits and gravy. So I jump off the stage from announcing, take a little break. I run down through vendor area there where all the vendors are, and there's no less than 50 or 60 people in line. 10 till midnight. Nancy sold 136 orders of biscuits and gravy. It was 6 gallons of sausage gravy.
Holy crap.
136 orders in 10 minutes. Sold out.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Just insane.
Yeah.
So
sick.
I think we're just going to follow, instead of announcing hill climbs, I think we're just going to bring biscuits and gravy.
Hell yeah. No, dude. I'm so happy. And I loved when you talked about a Nitro and Mud with Jeff Thomas when you guys had bought the track. That he has an aura around him, right? I mean, he does. He's one of the people that's electric, right?
And he just draws attention.
And I'm a little jealous, and I'm so happy for you and Nancy just to have a business partner like that that's so creative and can just make things happen. Because being around people like that, like y'all live a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like it might get scary at times, but y'all live a little bit more than somebody else. And I'm just so damn happy to hear that you guys are having success. And this is just the tip of the spear, Jamie, because you guys, the potential is really unlimited, right? I mean, it could go anywhere.
We would love to, have a TV show. I mean, Logan had been to Sturgis, correct? Mm-hmm. Hadn't you raced Naha and Sturgis, right? Yeah. So the Full Throttle, a perfect example. They turned the Full Throttle saloon into a TV show, and with no prep, as popular as it is, and some of the big names that we get, it's like, we could turn this weekend into a television episode of something.
Oh, hell yeah!
Because it really is that crazy, with all the stuff that's going on and everything. Right. And
well, maybe it could be horizontal destruction. You could probably get a couple different genres.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I mean, we did go viral with a couple crashes back in June, which, it's it can be bad. I mean, we lifelined one of the bike guys out.
Dang it.
Turned out but it was okay, you know. But,
Okay.
you know, there's a lot of haters that say, oh, you need to close that track down. But for every 10 people that say the track needs to be shut down, I think it brings 1,000 more people saying to themselves, well, I got to go see this.
Right.
You know, if this guy thinks they should shut it down, we better go. I mean, that's how I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
so I'm like, yeah, let's go. So
if it wasn't dangerous, it wouldn't be fun either. I mean, look at the Devil's Staircase. I mean, it's terrible, the unfortunate accidents that have happened at that hill. But every rider, including myself and Logan, we all know the risks, right?
Yeah.
Like we're 100% responsible for the risks taken more than any venue, more than any place, because we're the ones in control of our own destiny. So I think especially owning a track like that, you know, you do everything you can, but you know, there's a driver's meeting, a rider's meeting. Everybody goes over everything. There's no surprises at that point, right?
True. No, exactly. Everybody knows. You know, now there is a concern on our end keeping spectators safe. Right. And that's why I call it the Devil's Staircase of no prep, because at the drag strip, the spectators are lined up just like back when we used to have spectators on both sides of the Devil's Staircase. And they're about that close. And I think that's one reason that Devil's Staircase was successful over the years is the fact that what other hill climb do you get to line the hill?
Right.
You know, none. I mean, unless you go to France, right? I mean, Columbus a little bit, you know, but you know, I've always said when you can get up right on top of the action, that's going to draw people in. Yeah. And that's what we do. That's what we do at Brown County. So
you watch the European races and they're all right there. You know,
absolutely.
Isle of Man, they're going 200 miles an hour and they're an inch away from the riders. You know, it's
that's insane.
They must not have lawyers over there. I don't know.
I don't know how they get away with it. Yeah,
I don't either. But no, well, so happy for you, all your success for the track. And where do people go to find out information about the Brown County Dragway? What's the best way? So
really just Google War in the Woods. Okay. It's insane. We are so fortunate that we get media guys from all over the country that have huge YouTube channels. So 1320 Video.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Is huge. So 1320 does one of our races every year.
Oh, wow.
So they have 3.8 million subscribers, which means 1 in every 360 people in the United States are a subscriber of 1320 Video. So they do just a banger of a video every year. Right. So you don't need commercials. That's awesome. You just need 1320 to come and do your event. Right. And I'm going to, next time I see them, I'm like, come to one of our races. Come to a hill climb. And actually, we had about 8 guys from War in the Woods that help us promote and put it on and have huge followers. They actually came to Devil's Staircase last year and we're hanging out. They were there and they were just blown away. I mean, what we do on the no prep side is just insane. But then they saw Hillclimb and they're like, well, this is worse than what we do. So
they don't have a roll cage. What are they doing?
Yeah. They just, you know, so 1320 would come and film 660 TV, Old Man's Garage, Street Racing Channel. So all these guys come and we let them film and they promote it really. And that's
you give them a free biscuits and gravy when they come, or
they do get free biscuits and gravy.
That would get absolutely. Hell yeah.
You got to feed them.
You got to feed them. That's perfect.
But just Google War in the Woods.
Okay.
And there'll be 10,000 videos.
Oh, that's awesome. So happy for you. And then one other thing quick for people that don't know Jamie Deere, we're kind of getting people up, but you made the vertical destruction film. I mean, it's a mecca for just all things badass.
I wish I could get it pulled up on the screen here so we could be watching clips of it. Oh, here, matter of fact, maybe we can. But me and Austin Woodrum, we filmed Vertical Destruction and released it the year that Dave Watson had gotten hurt.
Oh, okay.
And it did really well. I mean, for what it was, I think we made 1,000 copies and ended up selling all of them. Now, this is back in 2008, 2006, somewhere in there, when DVDs were huge.
Oh, right.
Everything was DVD.
Yep,
and do you know my first time ever to Devil's Staircase was the year we released Vertical Destruction?
Really?
And I did. I called Kevin Looney. Jeff Thomas put me in touch. I called Kevin. I said, Kevin, I'm Jamie Deere. I made this movie, me and a buddy, Vertical Destruction. Dave Watson's on the front of it. We're going to sell some DVDs. We're going to give some of the money to Dave Watson. And he's like, heck yeah, come out. You can have a booth for free. And I said, oh, great. I'll give you 10, 15, 20 copies. So I go into Double Staircase.
Kevin Looney's the fucking man, by the way. That guy.
God, he's the best.
He's the best, yeah. The best.
But,
go on, no, sorry. You go in there. Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
So yeah, we go in. I set up a booth, me and Austin, and I remember taking 10 DVDs, and I walked down to the trailer. There used to be a trailer, remember 3 or 4 years ago? Semi-trailer is what we announced from. Yep. That semi-trailer was still there, and I walk up to the announcer, and I go, sir, I've got like 10 DVDs. Will you throw these out to the crowd and just kind of promote it? And he goes, absolutely not. And I'm like, well, how come? And he's like, I'll start a riot. We can't do that. No, we're not going to give any DVDs away. And I'm like, okay. And so I bring my 10 little DVDs back. I come marching back, and Austin's like, he didn't want them. And he's like, no, he won't pass them out. And I laugh at that now. And I'm like, gosh. Now I'm that guy,
Right, yeah.
Of course, I'll throw a baby to the crowd if you give it to me. So, but that was my first experience at Devil's Staircase.
Oh man, wow, unbelievable! And like that, huh? Time just goes so quick. It's crazy.
Just here and gone.
Here and gone. It's crazy. Well, hey, I tell you what. Now people kind of got caught up to you a little bit, and for people that didn't know you, know a little bit of history. I'm thinking what we should do, let's take a really quick little break. I don't know if you've ever heard of Against the Grain Design Company, Jamie, but they're our sponsor for this podcast. And we got to play their commercial, otherwise we're out.
Love
right?
it.
So how about we take a little quick break, and maybe during that break, maybe we get some Vertical Destruction on the background while you're doing that. We come back after the break, we go Vertical Destruction, and let's break down the 76th running. I want to get the announcer's perspective. I want to get number 2 overall's perspective on the whole weekend, and let's talk hills, conditions, the frickin' women that stole the show, the little kids just running their asses off. Let's talk about that. Does that sound good?
I'm in.
All right, hang on. Listen to our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co.
Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
Woo! Oh, man, ATG Design. If you're going to be fast, you might as well look fast, right, Jamie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I mean,
or talk fast. I guess in my case, it'd be talk fast.
We need to get you some ATG swag. Because you know
we
what?
do.
That would look real good on you.
Can you guys make that happen?
We can make that happen. Yeah. Maybe we could do a little trade. A little War in the Woods ATG swag trade, you think? Or
if you guys come to War in the Woods, you get full VIP treatment.
Oh, my gosh.
You guys
That's awesome.
Can go wherever you want, eat whatever you want. And I tell everybody that. Like D Hearts, they're like, dude, we got to come check it out. And I'm like, if you come, I'll hook you up. I mean, just call me and I'll bring you in a limousine.
Damn it. I got to get there. Tom, we got to make a trip.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right, I got Vertical Destruction.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
I got there's old Robbie.
I like it. We're gonna have to go real fast now with that in the background, Jamie. We got equal. You know, you got a grass strip. You got a grass strip down the middle of that track. Maybe Tom and I bring the Buell with some big scoops on it. We race a couple cars.
Yeah, sure.
We'll go down the grass. You guys go down the pavement.
You stay in the grass. Hell yes, that is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, no, we'll make it happen. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. So 76th annual Devil's Staircase. And unbelievably, we have one of the podium guys on and the freaking best announcer in the world. The weekend, I mean, as always, the Dayton Motorcycle Club just knocks it out of the freaking park, from the opening ceremonies to rider introductions to everything about it. But to start off with the conditions, it looked a little freaking wet, man. Logan, what do you think?
It was wet on Saturday. It was, well, I guess it was wet all weekend, but Sunday was much better. But holy crap, it was crazy. The amount, I guess they got like 3 inches of rain on Tuesday, and then it was sunny and like warm the rest of the week, and it was still that muddy. So thank God it wasn't cloudy or more rainy throughout the week, or it would have been rough. You know what was also interesting? You know, it was 42 in the morning, and it was like 79 at like 6 or 7 o'clock. But when I woke up Friday, Saturday morning, it was like it had rained. I think that was the big problem was, you know, the ground had so much dew on it that I literally think it was keeping that soot. And if you look at the top of gate 1, because I when Rob told me we're not going to run East Coast Hill, I'm like, that's crazy. Why? And then I walked up there and there was like 6 inches of silt. Well, it just kept getting damp every morning. Yeah.
And wouldn't do anything. And it was still muddy on Sunday. It was weird.
Like when the sun went down, just all the water would actually finally come out then. Like it was so muddy in the morning, and then it'd dry up in the afternoon, and then it'd be muddy again in the morning.
Yeah.
Even though it hadn't rained anymore. That's crazy.
That's typical Dayton MC. They overdid themselves because when Kevin Looney was on, they bought a water truck and they were hauling water from the river because he hasn't got any rain, and they were worried about getting enough water on the hill. And here, nope, no. Now that you guys got it covered like a Jimmy hat, we're just going to give you 3 inches of rain, right? So it's like, dang it, unbelievable.
Exactly.
But from Fans Choice, I was watching from Fans Choice, and once again, Jamie, just the best fan choice of the year watching, but. Also, thank you to the videographers. They did a really good job.
Yeah, those guys were cool. Those
drone shots were epic, and I loved that on Saturday, they were giving us a drone shot from the top. Those freaking ruts, Tom, looked like you had to make your freaking mind up, right? When you came to set yourself up for that last, they looked deep.
Yeah, the ruts were crazy, but they were all just soft mud, and you couldn't see them, so you kind of just plowed into it and hoped that you were sitting in a good place when you came over it. It was wild.
Wow. Was it similar, the structure of the hill to last year? Looks like they had moved the tabletop closer to the wall, right? But was the layout of the hill very similar, or what did they change?
Yeah, it was pretty much all the same for the layout on the West Coast Hill. I think they adjusted a little bit of the wall and then the corner. They took the berm out. Like the center berm or whatever, just to kind of open up the hill.
Yep.
So it gave you a little bit more freedom on where to go after the wall. And then the wall was a little bit more mellow, which was nice because last year it was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, no. And then, last year we saw a couple of those nitro bikes trying to, I think it was Jay and the Rossas trying to straddle that middle section. Was that just not in the cards this year?
No, they changed the gates.
Okay.
So none of that was really possible.
Okay, bummer, because I thought that was a highlight from the year before. That was so cool watching the acceleration of those nitro bikes trying to make that gap that like a normal human should never do. That was pretty epic. So bummer about that.
Yeah.
What did you feel about the hill? Was there anything that you would have changed for the West Coast Hill, Logan?
Not really that I know of, other than not having so much mud all over it. But that wasn't really with anybody's control. So.
Right. No.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun layout again and pretty good time racing and riding it. It just doesn't work well for verticross, and it's never gonna with the corners in it. So I don't know what we do or what can be done to make that better, but they tried. It was better than what it was last year, I felt like. Just keeping the hill a little bit more open.
Right.
But still hard to ever get it perfect.
Right. Yep. Jamie, on Fans Choice, The one thing that they weren't doing a lot was kind of showing the backdrop, but it looked like the crowd was pretty low on Saturday. How did that work? Were they just coming for the end of the day, or what was the crowd like on Saturday?
There's a lot of people on that road that comes down to the backdrop, and so in the back 40 field, they just, a lot of people, I think there was just a lot better places to watch the race than across that river.
Yep.
But man, when you look down that road, looking back at the pit area, that's like an ocean of people. I mean, there was times that I looked down there on Saturday and there wasn't a lot of people on the hill, but there still was a couple thousand people down there on that road. Nice. And just hanging out. And I think a lot of people kind of come and go, and they go down to the bikes and they walk around,
right?
But that back area just didn't get full, but it was still a decent turnout on Saturday. Spectator count was down a tick, about 1,000 spectators from last year over the 2 days. So I don't know if less people came on Saturday, but it's still a good turnout in my opinion.
Yeah. What did you notice? The campground? Did anybody, either of you guys go over there? Was it pretty full, not full?
I mean, it looked.
There were a lot of people.
You think there were?
It looked like a lot, at least around the perimeter.
I would agree with that. I was like, wow, there's a ton of people that are making this a weekend destination for sure.
Yeah.
So Rouse's, when we were talking, I think it was Saturday night, they were saying that they rode around and were talking to people and asked them if they were coming over to watch the race. And they had talked to like multiple people that weren't going to come over and watch the race, which is crazy.
They were just camping.
They were just hanging out to camp and party.
That's nuts.
Which is hard to believe when the camping's only there because of the race and people don't even go down for the race, but it must be a cool place to camp, I guess.
And I think like the camping's kind of new to the Dayton MC, and I think that they need to make like packages, right?
Absolutely.
I think like get like a package deal, and then it can entice, because I think that camping, it can really like guarantee success for the event, for the Dayton MC, by keying up and getting people wanting to come. And, especially like, I could see myself coming and camping and just looking at the freaking road bikes.
Yep.
Exactly. So, but entice them with the package that it's real easy for them to come to the race and, get over there, because then they get to the vendors and everything else. But I think that it's new to them and they're going to get better and better at it. But I really feel like that's the future of that event getting bigger or staying big for a long time, is having that camping be a big part of it,
Yep.
We're fortunate at War in the Woods that we actually butt up against a campground.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the county won't let us camp on Brown County Dragway.
Okay.
Now you can camp, but we're not allowed to say there's camping, and we're not allowed to charge for camping. It's kind of a crazy deal, but
that's funny.
We took in so many spectators through the camping side. It's insane. I mean, he completely filled up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's got 400 or 500 sites.
Yeah.
But you couldn't friggin' pop a tent. And again, that's a game changer, because people want to come, they want to drink, they want to party, and they don't want to have to worry about going anywhere.
Yes. Yep. No, who does? And you can't afford these days. And that's awesome, because here again, yet another person that wants success for War in the Woods, right? That your campground guy, your neighbor, is probably one of your biggest allies now to make sure that you're a success, because there's 2 weekends a year that are going to pay his mortgage for how long, right? That's freaking epic. So, but that's what I'm saying with the Dayton MC. I mean, I noticed it at Sunnyside, or out in Washington, is like that camping is so awesome. And like we were talking about the spectators there, half of them don't even leave their camper. In Washington, they're just standing by the camper, but they have a big crowd there, and they don't really announce the numbers, but I bet you it's a lot bigger than you think, because there's so many freaking campers there. And now being a camping person myself, I totally get it. It's awesome. It's so freaking awesome to just be able to come have your family, have your own home base. If you got little kids, whatnot, where you can do whatever the hell you want. It's awesome. So whatever. Sidetrack City, but yeah, I love it. So good for you. Good for War of the Woods, and good for Devils. Set up this year for the hills, the East Coast Hill. That I was not expecting that. Did you know anything about that, Logan, before the weekend? How the structure of that was, or?
I knew that there was going to be a change a little bit to the hill, and just in an attempt to slow it down a little bit compared to the past years, because it was getting pretty fast, but didn't know exactly what was going to be going on with it, and ended up being a way different layout than we've ever seen, but it was really fun.
You can see in the times, there was a definite like two-step in the times. When you're a couple seconds away and only 8 people apart, there's a disparity in talent there. That's a hill where it's all about timing. You have to do every little thing just right, and when you do it, you're like rewarded so heavily for it. But Jamie, what did you think about the crowd aspect of the East Hill? I mean, it felt like a cool hill, but did they get that enough loud? Like watching like some of those nature bikes, I don't think they got past half throttle. Some of them, it's like, was it enough? Was it enough to?
I think the crowd was pretty responsive a number of times, which made me think they were excited and into the race. Could it have been faster? Yes. And actually, I just found this out, that they actually didn't get a chance to complete the top of the hill. That still had work to be done, but I think with the moisture and everything, it didn't get finished 100%. And I didn't know if you'd heard that yet, Logan, or not. But I mean, it is just what it is. But I mean, I still thought it was pretty entertaining. I mean, I've been to every one in the last 12 years, and that was probably one of my favorite weekends, honestly.
It seemed cool.
And I looked at the times, and the top 10 were all within 1 second. So, out of 32 bikes, you look at Jake and Logan's top time and think that you had 10 or 11 bikes after that were 1 second difference. And we can see the difference in a second, but it's still pretty damn exciting. So
that's where at Devils, especially, safety is a big part of it, but we got to make that crowd happy. But got to hear all 4 barrels open up. I mean, it just like, that's where I was hoping that there was enough. I mean, obviously watching Jake Anstedt's ride, I mean, holy shit. That was impressive, right? I mean, and
I thought so. I was excited.
Jake Rasa, that one wasn't half throttle. Like Jake Rasa's bike was going, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I was hoping, as a rider, I appreciate their talent and just like, oh my God, blown away by it. But the average fan is not a rider, like that's where I wanted to see what you thought the crowd was feeling from that hill.
Yeah, I like I said, I was entertained. So I would think that the crowd was entertained. And I felt like we had good crowd retention, unfortunately, until Zach, had his crash. But even, that is a crowd that kind of leaves about 4:00 because there's so many people on bikes. And they're traveling 2 hours, and I think people want to get home before it gets dark.
Yeah. Nope,
and, so I was pretty entertained.
When we had Kevin on originally, they were going to try to run both hills, but it was just moisture, right? Yeah. That was why they had to just stick with the West Hill Saturday and the East Hill Sunday. And on Fans Choice, we were out and about with the family, and I just had my phone on in the background, and I was listening to you for most of it and then if I heard something, I'd run over. And the one part that I heard that made me drop my hot dog tweezers that I was working on the grill and run into the camper was when you said, well, that's not the first bike that we've had in the crowd. And I was like, oh God, what happened? Oh man. I was like, I go running in there and thank God that girl was okay.
Oh, that was crazy.
Dang, we had a bike go in the crowd, and thank Thankfully, fans and riders were okay from that, from what I heard.
Bless her heart. I mean, yeah, she just ragdolled into the crowd. And here's what I saw. I saw a gallon jug of beer go flying through the air, and I'm just like, and I actually said on the mic, I'm like, well, I think she owes him a gallon of beer.
Yeah. That was great. I heard that. I thought it was awesome. It was fun. I'm glad that everybody was okay. But I mean, that
scared the hell out of me.
Things can go sideways. I mean, those 450s are no joke. And put real light people on there, when they get a little sideways, it might as well be a 600 on nitro, because they just go where they want, right?
Yeah. It was.
It really felt like just listening, watching, and then, man, on social media, the women, wow, they put on such a great show, and so proud of all of them. And I love reading the posts from the racers, and people's moms and dads and friends and aunts were coming into Ohio to watch their daughters, nieces, friends race and compete. And really amazing. Thank you for the Dayton Motorcycle Club and American Hillclimb and AMA Ohio Racing from the Amateur Nationals for getting these group of just awesome, talented women to showcase what's possible, what they can do. And it was really cool. You could really see like how much it meant to all of them to be there. And I loved reading a couple of the girls' posts where they're like, really never raced in front of a crowd like that. And, like the belly jingles got me in all the good ways. And it's an experience that I'll never forget. And there was many posts like that. And wow, having such a positive impact on these women's lives, I just think it's so cool from all the people involved to put that out there. And I just thought it was awesome for our sport that they saw them. It was pretty neat.
I think they did a great show. I think they all came out and made it exciting. They really did. And Chauncey, I've been announcing her West Coast since she was, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 years old. Mm-hmm. Right. And she got up on that podium and just started crying in joy. And I'm like, gosh, this is awesome. It made me realize that it means something for those people to come all the way from Washington to race this race.
Yeah, Utah.
People talk about, we need a bigger purse, but if we can make it mean something to win American Hillclimb, then that means something to me, and that is in a step in the right direction. And for all 6 girls to come out from the West Coast and the East Coast, and then be that emotional at the award ceremony and happy, means that we're doing the right thing. And Rob was instrumental in getting the girls out here. He advocated for that, and the 50 cc's. Right. And same thing, they all came. And how about the fact that all 16, actually 15, I'm not sure what happened to Ryan Gallegos, but not going to call him out or say, hopefully he's okay. I don't know why he didn't come, but for 15 of the 16 to come out, and last year all 16 came out, tells me that it means something. Yeah. And I love that about it, you know.
And I thought that the women did an impossible task, and they stole the spotlight from the star. And that was the little kids, because the little kids have been the damn star, right? Yeah. And they fought for it this year, but I think the girls might have stole the heart of the crowd. Those little kids were such fighters. And I messaged Shane Sandmeyer, and his little boy Cooper was out there, and I was just like, dude, Dad, good on you from dad to dad. It's like, it's not cheap. It's not easy, like all the things you had to do to get there, but you gave that experience to your boy. And for the rest of your boy's life, he gets to look at those pictures of him on the big stage and have those memories, and to be there with his buds and to finish up on the podium. I mean, dude, like I can't, the positive comebacks from this are just so huge, whether it's from the first women ever to compete for the national title to these little kids. And then the Dayton MC, the little kids, they got like $5,000 in prizes up there. I mean, they just go way over the top. It was amazing.
Joel, you probably didn't realize it, and I don't know that many people did, but during the writers' meeting on Friday, and I don't know who started it. I know Ron from Troy, Kansas, 5-5 Motorsports, Dave Perrigan, the Kesters, but people were all of a sudden just like, hey, I'm throwing $500 on top of the women's purse.
What?
Hey,
Awesome.
So I don't know exactly what the total purse ended up being for the women's class. Now, there technically wasn't any money supposed to be on top at all, I don't think. I think they were just racing for the points in the trophy, right, Logan?
I think they had a little bit of money raised, like from Dayton. And then maybe a couple sponsors. But then after all of the donations, it ended up being over $4,000 for a purse.
Woo!
Yeah,
Serious?
I know.
Yes!
I know.
Yeah.
I think Abigail. I think I gave her $1,200.
Yes.
Or Chauncey.
Go.
No, Chauncey. I think Chauncey got
Yes.
$1,200. And I think Alexa, was she fourth? I think I gave her $800.
Let's go.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good payout for them.
So I think we paid all the
yeah.
women. I think all the women made something.
Well, that right there, I hope karma comes back to all those people because that is just amazing. I wish I could have been there to chip in something as well because that just, I said it last episode, I'm always under guessing the pride and I forgot the word, but just all the moxie that comes into the sport, and it always shows itself like that, like thank you to all those people, and that just helped even amp up all that moment for those women. That's so cool. That's awesome.
You know who I felt bad for?
Who's that?
Turn around and look behind you there. See that jersey?
Yeah, number 2.
Do you know? So Travis was there.
Yeah.
For Ty Bear and Alexa.
Yep.
And I didn't realize this. Travis has never been to the double staircase.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. And he was there and he's like, dude, I quit 2 years too early. And I'm like,
shoot.
Man, just grab Braxton's helmet and at least take one pass. And I think he did. I think he did. I called him out at the award ceremony and, nobody protested it, but I think Travis did make one of his passes.
No, because I never saw Braxton's ass over that back fender like Travis would have.
Oh, well, that's
we
valid.
would have saw that for sure.
That's valid.
Superman did not make a rip there, I don't think. So very cool that so much of his family was out there, though. That's really cool. And was that Brandon's bike that Braxton was riding? That's
it was.
So cool.
It was the OG.
Yeah,
Brandon.
Brandon's a hero of mine, and I always loved watching that dude race. And it was a sad day when I stopped seeing his name on the lineup down at BMC.
Yeah,
but dang it.
I know. It was just like overnight. I'm like, where's Brandon? He's not coming.
Father Time gets us all, Jamie. That's how she goes. The East versus West, the lineups, so different this year than last year. A lot of different names. I thought they were very evenly matched. What did you think, Jamie, as far as East versus West? Did you feel like there was one team that had an advantage over the other?
I was actually looking at the overalls, and there were more East Coast in the top 10, no question about it. But Braxton Workman, by the way, he was kind of a big name this weekend. He Tristan
really
Alexander was the highest behind Jake.
Yep.
And then Braxton, I think, finished 13th.
Oh, yeah.
And then the West Coast really soaked up the middle of the pack. It was like, so yes, you had Tristan and Jake in the top 10, Braxton 13th, and then, then quite a few West Coasters. So,
yep.
That's always been a conversation is who's got the advantage at double staircase, but 3 out of 7 in the top 10, I think goes to show that West Coast riders can compete.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Tristan can.
No, I think obviously
Actually,
you can't.
we forgot one. Dexter
Hohen. Yeah. So that was 4.
So
So you got Jake.
Jake, Tristan, Dexter were all in the top 10 from West. And then Braxton in 13th.
And I think that what we'll really find out is when this championship goes to Washington, let's see if the roles are reversed, right? Let's see if there is an advantage for the people that have been racing that hill for a number of years and the ones that aren't, and the bike setups and everything else. It's going to be kind of fun to see or whatever. But I think that there was, on both teams, there was, three really heavy hitters, right, from each team. You had 5 that could step up at any moment, and then the rest of them are really good riders, but just don't have that first place talent, but they're really good, And I thought that it was fun to watch people ascend, our friend Dogger rode great all weekend, ended up in the top 16. I mean, so proud of Dogger for just overachieving. And I just think it was really fun to watch. I mean, some bad luck like AJ Christopherson going double OB. That just sucked. Damn it. You hate that.
Well, and had a killer run. Had the killer run.
Right.
He was.
And just for a young kid, it's really hard mentally to get past that. Logan, I was there with you at the Great American when you got called out on a podium run. Mentally, it's the hardest thing in the world to overcome, right?
Yep.
Every top level rider has had the days where that happens, where you might not feel like you went out of bounds, or you did or you didn't. It doesn't matter. They called you out. You can't. That's just the way it is. You got to get past it. So AJ, I hope you can mentally get past it and keep going. And obviously, you had a great weekend besides that. But there's just stuff that happens, right?
So I have a theory. And I have seen this happen, East coming to West. So I do believe there's a little more pressure on the West Coast riders coming to the Devil's Staircase. They've never been there. They're traveling for 36 hours. I think they feel like they're playing an away game like you would in football, because you're coming to East Coast turf. And a perfect example, I think, was like Brandon's or Travis said, Alexa ranked number 1, she's faster than this. And you got to understand, she's racing on somebody else's turf. And I've seen that. AJ's a good example. Carson Lloyd. And then I'm going to flip the coin and play the devil's advocate. I've seen Jay come to Columbus, and I've seen East Coast come West, and great riders come out there. I think if West Coast riders could spend a season out here on the East Coast, I think you would see them feel a lot more comfortable with less pressure. And AJ's probably the best example of that.
Yeah, and I think a lot,
mentally.
A lot of it, in our sport, they're so talented on both coasts. They all have their talent, but it's that getting that setup right, not only getting it right, but believing in it. Like, even if you have the right setup, if you don't effing believe in it, you don't ride like it. Like, you got to know. You got to know that I got it, right? And I'm going to lay it down, and that's how you ride it, right? And not having that, and that's where we've talked Max Geisler and AJ and these younger guys, they're learning that. Don't give up, kids. Like, keep going. We see it in you. You're going to have it. Guess what? When Logan went to the East, he didn't win right away. You had to pay your dues and get it figured out. It's how it is. But it was really fun and so cool for the sport to see these top 16 from each East-West come together and just see what we got. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't want to keep you all night, Jamie, and thank you for all your time. But a couple things. I just kind of had a few points that I wanted, and I was looking to see if Logan or you had some. And we're probably going to skip our Caught in Our Chain segment this week just because it's such a positive week. We're not going to bring it down for nothing. But I'll just go through a couple quick of mine that I'm going to steal one from Logan. But number one, just so proud of my boy 895, just proving that experience matters off the couch. Dude, I'm so freaking proud of you, Tom. Like, you rode so good. That
was crazy.
And I just, you didn't start out the way you wanted, and you just kept getting better all weekend. And I was so freaking happy that it was your choice to be racing again after your neck injury and everything else? And just, you usually have hundreds of hours on your bike. You didn't have that this year, but experience effing matters. Like once you got on that Buell, you knew what she smelt like, you knew what she felt like, and you did it. So how did it feel,
It was good. Yeah. Felt awesome being back but holy crap. It was so disappointing to start. They eat the West Day so badly right off the bat with the 7th place in the 450 class. Cause like I had a really good run first round. I mean, it was awesome really, but made a little bit of a mental issue in the run and then didn't know which direction to go for the second run, made the wrong choice for that and just killed my run making that mistake. So it was like, I just felt like I started off in such a deep hole trying to claw my way back from 7th. It was like, it was Amstead and Rasa, Corbin Davis, I think Ryan Raza, and then Bodie were all ahead of me. And I'm like, it is going to be nearly impossible for me to get back up top here. It was just like, I didn't know what the heck I was going to do or how I was going to move back up. And then I'm like, Verticross is all based off lane choice. And with that hill, and by some miracle with a 7th seed, I was able to claw my way all the way up to the final matchup. So I had a little bit of luck and then just put down a couple of smooth moves when I needed to and got all the way to the finals. But I was struggling with the middle part of that hill big time. Yeah. And then it was just a tough day to get it started.
I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous after you took that 7, and I know like that would be a career goal for me. But for you, I was like, ooh, that's gonna be tough. But so proud of you to just keep swinging. What was I doing? What can I do better? What can I do better? Like, good on you, dude. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I was pumped with that, and especially with a recovery like that. And I really didn't expect of the 2 days that Sunday would go better results wise.
Right. My brother was there helping a little bit. And I said, I go, if somehow you could figure out how Logan could lose 50 pounds overnight, it might help him for tomorrow.
Apparently I was good without it.
Hey, did your brother, was it your brother that brought me some cheese curds?
Yeah, that's my brother, Chad.
So educate me on cheese curds. Okay. So me and Brittany, Brittany Kester, I shouldn't say that. John, if you're listening, pull the trigger, dude.
We get him in trouble.
Yeah. So we ate those all day. Do you have to worry about those spoiling?
No. So the ones that he brought you, our little town here, Ellsworth, we're known cheese curd capital of the world, right?
Okay.
So those ones that he brought, you can only buy at the creamery. And he bought them the day that they were made. They were in a cow the day before. And the ones that we get, there's no preservatives, no packaging shit, nothing. And you don't have to refrigerate them. You have nothing. You have about 4 days when you get them to just eat them at room temperature. And they're squeaky and salty and so good. But no worries.
So we lived on those.
Yeah, good. Well, you probably still haven't taken a dump.
That's what we ate for 4 hours. And then I've got like a third of a bag left. And Nancy put them in the fridge. So I was eating those right before the show. So I'm not going to get sick. I'm still good.
You're good. And if you want,
I was going to bring them on the show and say, hey, look what I got. But
if you take them out of the fridge and you want them to be squeaky, you got to put them in the microwave for just like 10 seconds and then they'll get squeaky again. So, so proud of you, dude. Awesome.
Tell him
weekend.
Thank you.
I will.
I was going to ask him, and I'm like, man, I don't want to screw up. And it's like Logan Peterson's dad or something, so.
No, that's my brother. Another one, I'm stealing this one from Tom, but you had said it at Freemansburg, and Jake Rasa on Harold's, now Dave Perigo, 55 Motorsports, Gixxer, Nitro 600. And you had said it that, nobody has ridden a nitro bike like that. And I was like, that's a statement, like for you. And then watching him on Fans Choice, I mean, if you would have told me last year that somebody was going to ride Harold's bike and make it his own, I would have been like, you're a effing liar.
Yep.
That's fucking Jake's bike. I mean, Harold, I love you. You're my goat. I mean, nobody did it like Harold did it, but damn it, does he ride that bike? Holy shit, does Jake ride that bike, doesn't he? I mean, look out if Dave and him stay together next year and he has even more time on to improve suspensions and setups, dude is hucking that sucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was impressive. That was some of the most impressive riding I've seen in a while. It was crazy. Jamie, what did you think? Could you recognize that as Harold's bike?
I'm pissed off that we can't get that kind of information on the rider profile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would have been a good one, right?
I mean, I'm not really mad, but I didn't realize that. No.
Yeah. Well, you don't
Holy
recognize it without
cow.
the Suzuki graphics on it, right?
No, I wouldn't have. But now that you say that, it's like, of course it is,
Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then the other thing I just had a couple things, 2 more things actually. JFK, we don't know, but sounds like maybe could be his last season racing for points or whatever. Ah, man, when I watched that last Premier Class ride, dude is still so freaking good. God, has he got it?
Good.
He's so good. I mean, at Freemansburg, we said it. A man rode a bike that day. He won the series. I thought he had it at Devils too. It was so freaking good. And I mean, I got to think if you asked him before he saw anybody, he thought he won it too. Like it was that good of a ride. Mm-hmm. And for him to not win it with that ride, that just shows the level of talent in our sport right now, which is epic or whatever. But if it is the last time that JFK is running for points, like so honored that I got to ride in some of the races that he did. And, they've been what I thought a team to look up to. And I'll look back to like, sometimes it's not the best idea to judge somebody at their worst moment, but it ain't a bad thing to look at how you judge a champion. And I remember at the Bay City climb, I don't know if it was one of the crew guys was dressed in the hole, hit the light, boom, ride's over. They hit the line with a shovel. Did they scream? Did they argue? Nope. Mm-hmm. They just like pros. They pulled it out of the hole. They didn't. We broke the rules. They didn't complain. They didn't do nothing. You know what they did? They came back and threw a effing heater down, right? Yeah. And I was just like, damn it. Like, I don't think I could control myself like that. And I remembered seeing that, and I was like, that's a professional. That's what a professional athlete does. They don't take that moment because he was the most winning rider ever at the time of that race. Yeah. He could have made a stink and probably got somebody to overlook it. Did not do it. And I look up to him so much for that. But I hope he keeps riding for points. I hope that we keep seeing their family, their team at a lot of the events. He's such a talented rider. And please don't sell those bikes. Please keep them. Come use them. I want to see more of them.
Something that you may not have realized, Joel, John thought he broke his foot.
No.
Yes. So maybe I shouldn't say this, but no, I think it's out. But he thought he broke his foot. Of course, Brittany's doing the scoring with me in the tower, and she's like, "Oh my God!" And she knew when John landed after he crashed that he was probably hurt. So it turns out I think it's ligaments or a tear. So when he went out on that second ride, I mean, he was not 100%. Wow. And by the way, it was 0.05 of a second from the winning ride.
Wow.
I mean, that's how crazy it is. But what I remember is after that ride, I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, this could be the absolute last time we see John Kester on a Hillclimb bike.
Right.
And I told him, and I hope he believes me. I'm like, dude, I know you didn't win, but that's still a solid way to go out, 9.78 to a 9.73 and injured. Yeah. Right. And Fowler commented on social media and said on a broken foot. Now maybe he did break it, but the last I'd heard it was ligaments and a strain. But
that's what I heard.
I mean, just he didn't leave anything on the table. I mean, he went for it. So
that's what he said when we were having a couple of beers Saturday night. He was limping around. He's like, "Don't think that means any of you fuckers catch a break tomorrow.
Yes. Let's go, JFK. Let's go.
And he wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. Oh, so cool. I love that. And I hope that new people to the sport, young people look at him and understand like that's how a professional acts, right? Like
exactly.
Let's we stand on the shoulders of giants. Let's stand on his shoulders and act like that, right? That's pretty cool. Last little thing I had, and you guys might have more, but also Jake Anstedt. I mean, MFer, dude, is that guy something? I mean, Logan, how many times has it just came down to you and him? I mean, but just this weekend, like he shouldn't win. You know, it's like it's the East Coast race. It's all this stuff, but if there's a dirt bike, he's just gonna win. He's so talented.
Yep.
I feel like he just gets better. And I mean, Jake's no kid, and I mean he don't have the best health either. You know, it's like I don't even know with his knee how he operates the bike like he does. It's amazing to me. You watch him and he labors like walking around and stuff. But wow, really impressed with his riding. Really, man, just the talent that man has. I mean, I think there was a former coach that had said to you, Logan, like, people don't want to own up to this, but some people are just born with something else. And I know that Jake's rode 1,000 hours and put a lot of time in, but he just feels like a guy that he just has a chemical that some people don't have, right? That's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, he pretty much is that good. And if nothing else, I'm happy that we get to do this East-West shootout so all the people on the East Coast that think it's easier than it is get to get their ass kicked by him over and over and over and not be able to do anything about it. Because I've been doing it for way too long, and now they can see what it's like. Every time you think you're good enough, he reminds you very painfully that you're not.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But great job to Jake and obviously Team Peterson. They're just putting the best equipment. And man, I was, just keep be proven wrong about that 890. He rides it so well, and now they have nitrous on it. Sounds like just a hell of a machine. And just really neat seeing the professionalism that Kerry's always brought to the sport with Team Peterson and everything. The bikes are on point, and that's just a deadly weapon. Jake's talent on those equipment, good luck. Pack a fucking lunch if you think you're going to best them guys. I mean, it damn near takes a mechanical to beat that guy. It's incredible.
Yep.
Jamie, any standouts for you on the weekend? Quick, before I know, I'm sorry we're keeping you late, but anything that jumps to your mind? Or
well, I guess I would have a question for Logan on the shitstorm today on social media, the tech.
Yeah.
So what is your stance? I mean, a lot of people were like, why are we teching? I'm curious to see if you're neutral on it. Like, I think a lot of people were defending you and Jake and Bodie for being teched. Now, I came from jet ski racing, and we got tore down every single round, and it was insane. And it wasn't a big deal. I mean, they pull your head off, or maybe they would look at our pipe. I mean, I raced a pro stock class, so you couldn't do anything really. But my philosophy is on teching. I think you got to do it every once in a while if you're a professional organization. So I don't know why the animosity for teching, especially when you're going for a national championship.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at.
So I'll let you dive in there, and let me add one more thing.
Yeah.
In jet ski racing, and they just had the World Finals. They actually put a fence up in about a 60 by 60 fenced in area at Lake Havasu, and they put a fence up, and then they put a tarp all the way around it, and they put easy ups. And they'll one race they'll do top 3, and then if the race director thinks somebody might be cheating, I mean he'll call down to the top 8 if he thinks number 7's cheating. Wow. But in our sport, it's like if you didn't cheat, you were never going to win a race. So I think it's funny. I mean, I love listening, and I have no enemies. I mean, I'm not the guys that say, hey, you know, you need to get faster, you know, if you want to beat Logan. I mean, you got to understand, it's not only the riders that are competing against you, Logan, that want you tore down possibly. It could be other race fans. It could be people that, I mean, are fans of Jake Anstead, or they're fans of another rider. I mean, it doesn't mean that a rider necessarily calls you out. And no prep we tear down. Of course, you know, there's big money involved too, but I just want to hear what you think. I think a teardown protects you. I would think if I was you, I'd be like, hey, tear me down, because this is an opportunity for me to validate myself. So, you know, rather than people wonder if you're cheating, you know, you put it on the table and they find out, hey, you were legal. So with that being said, take it from there.
Yeah, I think it's a necessary evil to running a class like that. The more rules you have, the more money that goes into the bikes, and the more people are going to push those rules and try to find every little advantage they can. So I don't have any opposition to doing it once in a while here and there, but I do think it should be blind and should be a surprise to everybody. I think if you're announcing to everybody all year long that you're going to do this, or, you know, 2 or 3 weeks races in advance that you're going to tear down at the finals, it defeats the entire purpose. It should just be random spot checks of anybody in the top 10, really. Because
sure,
for my experience, just hill climbing in general, it's not going to be the guys that are winning all the time that are doing it, because then it's too obvious. It's going to be the knuckleheads down in maybe the 5 to 10 range that are more likely to do it, because they're close, but not all the way up there. And I'm not saying that anybody in our sport even is, but that's just where I would expect to see it more than the guy. Like, I mean, how stupid could you be to have somebody like Jake on your bike and then give him something illegal? It's like, it's the most obvious thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know? You'd have to be a complete moron. Right. But then the problem is the people that are running their mouths in and around our sport about this are also too dumb to even believe it when they have the engine in front of them and it's been approved to really change their mind. They'll just say something else, as we proved it time and time again when I started racing this series, and there were people that still kept running their mouths every year saying that we were cheating. But it doesn't happen as often anymore, I don't think. I think people, like I said, I just think people have accepted that no one's going to be so dumb to do something like that. Right. You know?
And they only took the head off. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm not a mechanic. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that really an issue to take the head off? I mean, how much time involved to put it back together?
Yeah, on the 4-strokes, it's a bit of a big deal. It's quite, because you're taking you got to take the cam out and the cam chain and then gaskets and putting it all back together. It's a little bit tough. I'm not real good with 4-strokes. On a 2-stroke, taking the head off is like a 20-minute job, and you measure it up and go on with your day. That's no big deal at all. But on the 4-strokes, it's a bigger job. I probably spent maybe an hour and a half in total or working on my bike to get it apart and then at least put back together enough to drive it home safely.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not in running condition right now either.
And now it's going to have to go to Mueller Motorsports and get all reclayed in and all recentered and everything checked.
Yeah.
Right?
Is there any conspiracy here that Mueller Motorsports was behind advocating for the tech inspection? Is that what I'm reading into this, Joel? You think did you
it's a
catch
money
that?
grab. It's a definite money grab for him.
Yeah,
I would
for
say
Mueller? Okay.
Lloyd's Performance and Mueller Motorsports probably co-promoted that.
They probably got together and then said, let's do a tear down so that we get these bikes back in and make a little money. There you go. Yeah. For those of you listening, there's the rest of the story.
No, Jamie, I think it's a great thing. And I know it's a huge pain in the ass for the riders to have it done, but I love it because it just shows that, sorry, they're not racing 550s. Those are stock stroke 450s with just super fucking talented riders, right? So sorry, you're just getting beat. Someone is just plain out beating you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that was kind of my take on it. I'm like, and that's why I wanted to ask you, Logan, if you were for it or if you were pissed off because American Hillclimb decided to do it. And it was American Hillclimb. It wasn't a rider. It was nothing like that. It's a national championship. And, hey, there's probably going to be as many people say, why did you tear down? As many people would say, well, why aren't you tearing down? It's a national event. So you can't win no matter what side you pick.
Yeah.
Did they ever announce what the purse was, Logan?
No, not that I remember.
Did you hear, Jamie, what the purse was?
I didn't hear the...
I think last year was like 66,000 or something like that.
I thought it was 68.
68,000.
If it was 68,000 last year, it was. Let's see, I can figure it out from there because I know how much less it was.
Hey, Nancy!
But they charge more per ticket, Logan, this year too.
Did you hear what the purse was?
The gate was 156.
And what percentage do you get?
30.5%.
It was about 50 grand.
Wow.
This year.
That's still a great purse.
The gate was 156.
Little under 50 grand, maybe.
I got 47.5.
47.5.
That's close enough for my numbers.
Yeah.
For my math.
Should have been 47.5.
$47,000 split among 32 riders is pretty freaking epic. I mean, that's
Yes, Jamie, it was 47.5 because I know my percentage and what I got paid.
Oh.
So you're right
Couple
there.
geniuses here.
Look at that. You didn't even need your snorkel this time for the math, Jamie. We still, when you were trying to figure out the times, and I asked if you had your math snorkel. Remember that way back when? We still reference that. Sorry, Logan. Did you have any moments that stuck out in your mind over the weekend? Obviously, probably lots, but anything that jumps to mind?
No, nothing too crazy. I mean, there was some pretty sweet rides in the from all kinds of people. Like to be honest, Corbin getting 5th overall.
Yeah.
Nothing against him, but that was a bit of a surprise to me and pretty impressive for him.
Yeah.
You know, he's not always that consistent throughout that many classes. So I think he was pretty pumped on that from what I can understand.
Yeah, you better
Dexter has made huge improvements this year with where he ended up. I mean, 9th overall for a week over the weekend with him is pretty cool. And like, he's just been making leaps and bounds this year.
Yeah.
Braxton Workman had a couple of sweet rides. His open bike ride on Sunday was so cool to see, especially on Brandon's old bike like that. I mean, he sent the double, probably jumped that bike further than it's ever been jumped before, and it was just great. And then there was
that when you were talking about too, Ryan Rasa on that 700 bike. That was pretty impressive on Saturday. He was ripping.
Yeah,
Ryan.
he rides that bike really well.
Yeah,
so that's cool too. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of good racing and a lot of close racing too. The crowd, I think, like Jamie had said, enjoyed the new layout on Sunday, and it was still pretty exciting. There was all kinds of uproars for new fast times, and even times that were close to new fast times.
I love that.
So that was all good. The mud was definitely a damper, but that was nothing anybody could do, and there was still good racing all day on Saturday with that. So.
Say, Jamie, because this will maybe never get blessed with your presence again. Just for us to cut out, could we get a 9.60, ladies and gentlemen?
Honey, is Owen asleep?
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Okay, no, I think we got it.
Okay.
All right, the time to beat. Logan Cipala, 9.732. Here comes Jake the Animal Landstedt, 9.761. We got a new fast time.
Beautiful.
Damn it. That we're gonna play the shit out of that, Jamie. Thank you. That is amazing.
Was that even accurate? Was it even really a faster time?
You nailed it. Whatever. It was perfect.
Details don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, we don't care about details.
And then I do have one more. I got before we let go, I got all the results down and added them up. East versus West. Nobody's posted it anywhere, so we'll break some news. If my math is correct, but I double checked it, so I think I'm close. But I've been wrong before.
Okay.
You guys have any guesses?
Okay.
Are you just going like Olympic scoring?
Just the total point scores.
Total point scores. Okay.
Damn.
Man, I gotta think. I gotta think that East probably won if they got 7 out of the top 10. I gotta think East.
Yeah, but they got first. They got
West,
first,
West got first,
6th, 9th, and 13th. But like I said, the West was heavy in the middle.
All right, let us know.
If I had to guess in 1 second,
Oop.
I would probably say East.
Hang on here. Now I screwed up. I just realized this is a bad deal. I got this all messed up.
Okay, never mind. We don't know, and it
no.
still is a mystery. We don't know.
Terrible.
Did you buy a gallon, Tom?
I did buy a gallon.
Yes.
I was given a gallon.
Were you, Jamie? Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
By Andy Fortner.
Oh, hell yeah. Good
East
job,
Coaster.
Andy. Nice.
Hey, I know. So something bothered me. Jay Solstrom had commented about Zach Bousquet's crash, and he's like, "Hey, I'm glad to hear you're okay. You know, just after that big long pause and not knowing what happened forever, you know, it's great to hear you're okay." And then I got to thinking, I totally forgot we were live, right? So after he crashed, I just like set the mic down. Well, everybody there knew what was going on, but then I left. I left everybody at home totally hanging.
I took that as like you were respecting his privacy. Like it came across listening like, and I thought you did the right thing by not, because you didn't know, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to put any thoughts into anybody's head, and I actually thought like the way you handled it was correctly, because
okay, that makes
when
me feel
you're
a little better.
a couple thousand miles away, you don't want to be speculating on tidbits, right? And we just knew somebody got hurt, and by the duration of the delay, we knew that it wasn't good, and we were hoping for the best. I think that's
we had gotten word that they were going to lifeline him, and I radioed down to Rob, and I'm like, what should we say? Do we tell them now, or do we just wait for a helicopter to fly in and everybody go, oh, well, this isn't good, So, but yeah, that just made me think. I totally spaced that. Hey, we're live on Fans Choice, but thank goodness he's going to be okay. And oh my goodness,
scary stuff.
Yeah,
I updated my counts. East did win, and it's way less surprising.
Okay.
But I was surprised because I messed something up and it said West Coast won by 60 points. And I'm like, that doesn't seem right. So
I'm glad you found that out before you announced it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, there was a hard fought battle, but
it was.
Jamie, I can't hope, or just sending all the positive vibes in the world to you and your partners at War in the Woods. I just hope that it just continues to thrive. I hope that you get everything that you want out of it and your wife wants out of it. Damn it, do I want your grandson to start hill climbing, bud? I hope that's not a fairy tale. I hope that's reality. Is someday you get to announce your grandson at the Devil's Staircase. That would be awesome. And I was just going to remind you a couple things. Bob Uecker, who is the famed announcer of the Milwaukee Brewers, probably one of the best announcers in baseball that ever lived, and he announced for a long time, and he got to the point where he said, I'm never going to retire, right? But he's just not going to call all the games. And listening, sometimes the manager said I'd walk in the stadium and there was a Corvette parked under the stadium. Oh, Uke's here. Uke's going to announce the game, right? So when Uecker felt like it, he came and he made it a real game, right? Mm-hmm. So please keep that Bob Uecker in you, Jamie, where whenever you want to come, we want you, right? Like if you're like, hey, I want to go to Washington, maybe a couple days out in Washington or a couple days in Ohio, dude, or Columbus, wherever, please just, you can come to one race a year and we'll thank you for it. And we're so thankful for all the time that you've put into the sport. Vertical destruction in itself is going to be cemented in the history of every hill climber that's ever lived. And you've just brought so much. We could never repay you for what you've given us. And we just hope that anything that we can do as Hillclimb family, we want to give to you. So thank you, Jamie, for all the years past and all that you've done. It means a lot to us.
Oh man,
thank you.
That's so nice of you guys to say, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you. I'll see you around.
Sick.
I'll definitely see you around. So
mint. All right.
And hey, any viewers of Find the Line, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gets a free entry to Warn the Woods.
Woo!
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
So you just reach out to me and you say, hey, I watched the video, I watched the podcast, and then free entry to Warn the Woods. How's that?
Oh man, thank
Beautiful.
you, Jamie. Thank you, dude.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
you. And they will come and buy you out of biscuits and gravy. You will get that money back in midnight biscuits.
I was gonna say, you know,
you will
I
get
get
that
the
back. That's a smart play.
Jeff gets the gate, so that doesn't cost me anything. I know your fans are going to buy some biscuits and gravy. So
Damn right they will. They'll
there's-
bring they'll take 2 plates each. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Well, thanks for having me on the show, guys. You guys are awesome.
Thanks.
And now, does that offer still stand for coming on the show?
Anytime. Yeah, we'll have you every week if you want.
Yeah. And can I just bring videos?
Yes, of course.
look at this.
Yes.
So good.
You've already brought more entertainment than any of us do. This is amazing. Thank you.
I kept watching, and it seemed like Logan was watching my screen more than
I think he was
participating in the conversation.
You took him right out of the show. So I had to stare at my microphone because I was getting distracted. But all right, dude, thank you so
Love
much.
you guys.
You're an icon. We all look up to you. If there's ever anything, let us know, okay?
You guys take care.
All right, keep staying fast, dude. We'll talk to you guys all later. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, come on. My mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life.